we have my mentor, the guy that pushed me to make all this happen. I have Mr. Anik Singal here with us, joining us to actually share his feedback about Zero Up and everything. Anik, how are you?
What up? I'm good, man. How are you? Thanks for having me here. What's up, everybody? How's it going?
All right, so everyone, obviously there's no live chat button right here. So if you guys want to say hello to Anik, I get to see it. Gonna email me at askfredlam@gmail.com. So Anik, we have been having like a lot of people, averaging like 100 people just listening to me blab. It's actually very interesting that
that's the best time to learn from Fred. Everybody is when he blabs.
That's true. When I blab, I just go on and I just keep talking and I just keep sharing different information and all those other stuff. So how are you, Anik?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We just had a great event, and so I'm just on a high. So I want to share something with you, Fred. You know, we do this event called Learn Masters, right? So I'll do a little self-promotion here, Learn Masters here. Okay, so check this out. So at this event, we had 3 of our master students who came back. They've graduated in the past, and they came back to help out at this event. 3 of them, all right? 1 of them on track to doing $1 million. Okay, so 2018 is almost a guarantee they're gonna do $1 million. All right. Wow. The other 2 doing multiple 6 figures this year. All right. Probably next year they're gonna hit 7 figures too. But here's the caveat. Here's what I'm getting at. Guess what? Guess what they use?
What do they use?
Zero Up, baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, these guys are eCom, man. They are Zero Up users. And it's so funny because one of them, the one that's doing at this point close to 100 grand a month, I think. And, wow. And the funniest thing is he could be doing so much more, but he actually has his vendor in China won't make more. So he's negotiating with the vendor like, hey, just make more. I can sell more. And he told me something that I want to share with everybody who's watching, right? So if you're sitting there and you're kind of on the teetering edge about making your decision, he gets people all the time coming to him saying, hey, will you coach me? Will you share with me? Will you show me how to do this? And you know what he just tells him? He says, I'd love to. I'm sure I could make another $1 million this year if I started teaching people what I do. The problem, he says, is there's nothing more to teach. Go get Zero Up, because it's got everything in there, from the course to the training is amazing. The webinars are impeccable. The coaching is tremendous. You've got brand ambassadors and coaches, I think some of who've probably spoken on this session, who are making 6 figures using and doing the same tools, knowledge, and everything that you have access to. Plus, then you get this amazing software. I'm going to be the first one to tell you this. Fred came to me about, I think it was 2 years ago now, Fred, you came to me with this idea for Zero Up Labs, right? The software you want to build. And I looked at Fred, and even though I built something called Launchpad that automates business development, you would think I would have been like, oh, that's awesome, man, you should do it. I looked at Fred and said, you're crazy. I don't think this is buildable. I think this is too hard. And I looked at him and I said, you want to automate every part of an e-commerce, like what is the person going to do? And Fred goes, that's the point. Nothing. It's automated. They just got to learn it. They got to pick the product. That's all they got to be able to do. They got to be able to pick a good product using my checklist and then start a Facebook ad using my checklist and my template. These ads don't have to be tricky. They don't have to be neat and fancy and creative and marketing and copy. You don't need any of that. You just use a template, $5, put it up, pick a product, costs you nothing, no risk, no inventory, nothing, not a dollar. And I'm like, Fred, sometimes in life, when things sound too good to be true, they're too good to be true, right? He said this earlier, I'm honored when he says, Anik's my mentor. So I took on my big brother hat, my mentor hat, and I said, Fred, one brother to another, I think what you're trying to do is too unrealistic. And I hate myself for it, because I teach people every day that there's no such thing as impossible. I'm the guy that says impossible is only an opinion. And yet I'm telling Fred all of this stuff. Fred's like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. All right. What I didn't know is Fred would hang up the phone every time and be like, the heck with that, screw you. 6 months later, Fred comes to me, he's like, I want to show you something. I'm like, all right, what do you got? He's like, No, get online, get on Skype. I want to share a screen and show you. All right, cool. Fred's always got big ideas, right? He's always got something he wants to show me on. I get on. He's like, hey, all right, we're going to build an e-commerce store. All right, what's the big deal about that? I know you do eCom. I know you make millions. What are you talking about? He goes, no, we're going to put on a Google timer. You're going to watch. This guy walks through the whole app, and I'm blown away because he built something that was actually more automated, better than what he had expressed to me on the phone when I told him he couldn't do it. See, I'm okay. I'm a humble man. I'm always ready to accept when I'm wrong, and I'm wrong all the time. And when he did it, I wasn't jealous. I wasn't envious. I wasn't any of those things. You know what I was? I was proud. I was like, man, this guy just solved the biggest problem in the world of e-commerce. Do you know how big that is? Like, that's a huge statement. What is an entrepreneur supposed to do? An entrepreneur is supposed to step in, find a problem, find a solution, implement the solution, and that's how they become wealthy. Fred went out there and found the biggest problem in the drop shipping e-commerce world and solved it and just kicked its ass. All right. And so I see this and I'm like, wow, this is awesome. And then he's like, I'm ready. I'm going to get some students. I say, yeah, man, go for it. That's amazing. He gets a student. He gets his first few students. He messages me 2 days later. He's like, they're getting sales. They got their first sales. I'm like, really? Yeah. He's like, they're already getting sales. I'm like, I'm like, okay, so these are like experienced e-commerce people. He's like, no. I'm like, what do you mean? They're total newbies. They didn't even know what e-commerce is. I'm like, hold on. So you're telling me, and here's a person who's been teaching online marketing for 15 years, 250,000 students. That's who I am. That's what I've done. It'll take me weeks, months sometimes to help a student get their first sale. This guy's telling me in 3 days, he was able to take someone who knows diddly squat about e-commerce and bam, get their first sale. And I said, Fred, how'd you do it? And he's like, it's easy. What's the big deal? You just go here, you click here, you put a product in here, take $5, put it up. And I'm watching him and he's like looking at me like I'm stupid. He's like, dude, why don't you get it? This is really easy. And I just sat there and I'm like, you didn't just solve a problem for the e-commerce world. You solved a problem for every single person out there who's trying to build a business and get fast results, right? Think about this. You start to build a business. You have all these people around you in your life who don't support you, who don't think you could do it. Let's face it, right? Come on, right now. Just where you sit, just raise your hand. Just say, up, Anik, preach it, brother. I hear you, right? You got someone in your life. The easiest way to turn your mind around, the easiest way to believe, the easiest way to get those around you to support you, get a sale, get results. You get to go running and say, look what I did. Look, it worked. I got a sale. I made money. That is $20 in my account. $20. And the next day it's 30, then 50, and then 100, and then 300, and then 1,000, and then 3,000, and 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, a million. It all starts from that first $20 sale, that first $5 sale, that first $100 sale, $10 sale. It doesn't matter. First sale. So that process, the execution time between not having anything, not knowing anything, being nowhere, being at zero, to your first sale. That's why I love the fact that his book is called Starting from Zero.
We have my mentor, the guy that pushed me to make all this happen. I have Mr. Anik Singal here with us, joining us to actually share his feedback about Zero Up and everything. Anik, how are you?
What up? I'm good, man. How are you? Thanks for having me here. What's up, everybody? How's it going?
All right. So everyone, obviously, there's no live chat button right here. So if you guys want to say hello to Anik, I get to